Today we review Jack Frost. Stick around and find out if Shannon Elizabeth gets fucked by a snowman.
Today's episode, we review Jack Frost. Not to be confused with the Michael Keaton movie, this is a horror movie released a year earlier. In this movie, a serial killer is on death row on his way to be executed. Fortunately for him, they get into an accident and he's released. Unfortunately, he is melted into a snowman and gains superpowers, which he decides to use to go and kill everyone in his way on his way for revenge to the man who imprisoned him.
I liked Jack Frost. Everything that Jack Frost did in this movie was downright funny. He had puns, he had hilarious lines. He was just a snowman who was killing people.
How are you? World's most pissed off snow cone.
What I liked was the actual B-movie feel this movie had. It felt like a genuine horror movie made back in the day, even though it was only made in 97, I think. Felt like a classic horror, which is something that's missing these days, I find. So I really enjoyed that.
I basically like what those guys like. I thought Jack Frost was dope as hell. The B-movie feel and all the practical effects, they were horribly done, but in a way that it's forgiving. The amount of deaths, the hilariousness when kids die. I like that Shannon Elizabeth was a pleasant surprise in this 98 flick.
Her first acting role.
Yep. So those are the things that I thought were great about this movie.
I did not like the look of the snowman. It looked like styrofoam, just waddling around, clearly being wheeled by someone in the back.
What's deceiving the most is the front cover looks like a dope-ass scary snowman. Yeah. And then in film, you're just like, what's wrong with him? Yeah. And why doesn't he have the teeth that he has?
Looks like that head.
I mean, he could melt and refreeze himself, and he chose to be a snowman?
Yeah.
Come on, be Iceman.
Be Glacius from Killer Instinct.
Those are your only two options. And finally, when he melted and got back together, he sometimes could carry his clothes with him, sometimes he couldn't. I didn't like that. Annoyed me.
Yeah, I actually disliked the little kid in this movie.
Ryan? Who can hate Ryan?
Yeah, I didn't like him. I thought he was a terrible character. Everything he did was stupid, and I hated it. And most importantly, what leads up to this at the end, where they finally defeat Jack. He gets dumped in a pickup truck full of antifreeze. He's swimming in it. Jack's holding him down, and you see the kid swallowing antifreeze, constantly drinking this antifreeze. The kid should have died or had some kind of serious illness.
Jay, what didn't you like?
I too didn't like Ryan because he was a little shit, and he liked to go into all the cupboards, grab all the flour and all the stupid baking shit that you can get and make a mess of the kitchen. And he was cooking something and his parents were just like, oh Ryan, great job. Nobody gave a shit that he was just wrecking their whole kitchen. Not to mention, out of all this stuff, he concocted oatmeal lumps mixed with antifreeze.
He wasted miniature marshmallows. I love miniature marshmallows.
Fuck miniature marshmallows. The problem here is, he didn't waste miniature marshmallows. It said he gave a bag of this to his dad to eat later. He was smart enough to throw this back into his cruiser and not eat this lump of shit so that he can go and almost poison his son with antifreeze himself.
That's how they figured it out.
That's how they figured out that antifreeze defeats snowman.
So if it wasn't for the little kid almost killing his dad, Jack Frost would be on the loose.
My favorite kill, you weren't even sure was going to be a kill. It was Shannon Elizabeth is in a bathtub, and you just see a little carrot float up to the surface of the water in between her legs. And then you see Snowman grow in the bathtub. He had snuck in there, and he left his carrot down below. He did definitely rape her with a carrot while smashing her goddamn head against the wall. Just beating it to a bloody pulp while her arms are stuck in his snow.
Ooh, looks like Christmas came a little early this year.
My favorite kill in this movie, when Shannon Elizabeth's mom is home. She's just sitting there knitting, right? Having a pleasant Christmas. Her son just died. It's time for celebration, apparently. Jack Frost just comes seeping in. Then he forms, and then he just beats the shit out of her. Just repeatedly, just bashing her head over and over. Excessively violent. It was hilarious. And then he strings her up with lights and hangs her on the tree. That was my favorite Christmas-themed kill.
So my favorite death goes out to when Tommy dies, where he and Shannon Elizabeth sneak into the sheriff's house because they want to have sex. We get one of the more cool and on-screen practical deaths. Jack Frost shoots icicles through Tommy, and then it cuts to the other side of the wall where you see the icicle through, and you see it just slowly being pulled out, and you get the blood dripping and everything. It's just really cool just seeing that kind of icicle death.
Those are all good, but I think combined our favorite was probably when the serial killer Jack gets killed by the radiation.
I want to talk about the dopest scene in this movie. Shannon Elizabeth and Tommy, her boyfriend, are in the kitchen. They're just like about to get it on, like they're trying to have sex in his kitchen, it seems. And so they start stripping down, but because it's the middle of winter, there's so many clothes to come off, and they just keep stripping layers off, and they're like taking off gloves and taking off all types of scarves and sweaters, and they're taking off everything. And it takes a good fucking 45 seconds for both of them to get
A
undressed.
stripping montage.
All right, guys, it's that time.
What time is it, Trav?
Time for What Would You Do? The game where we pick situations and we put ourselves in them and we tell you what we would do. Jay, you are a killer snowman, and you feel like you need to rape this teenage girl in a bathtub. Now, you have the ability to form icicles at will and create your body at will. You only have one nose that's a carrot. So there's a girl in a bathtub. What would you do?
This is gonna get graphic. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't use the carrot to bang this chick, because that is not a part of me. That is just something I am holding on to form a nose aesthetically. I would form water to go inside Shannon Elizabeth's vagina and bang her and stab her to death, I would imagine, with my icicle-tipped wiener. It goes inside, it form fits, and then it expands. I go up there with my ice hammer. And I probably wouldn't hit her against the thing. I probably wouldn't kill her, though. I'd probably just bang her like an Iceman. Yeah, I'm making love.
Alright, so Trap, you're in the police station, and chaos is going on in there. People are panicking, and they're like, oh, like, we gotta blow this place up. We're gonna, like, destroy Jack Frost. He's in the other room. Let's stop him, and then let's sneak out of the window here. You hear this going on. You are in one of the cells. What do?
They run past me. Hey, guys? Oh, shit, Trav. Like, hey, you kind of fucking forgot me here, and there's a bunch of explosives over there. And I don't know why I'm in here.
They thought you were crazy because you said there was a killer snowman.
Yeah, and now I'm right, and I'm in jail, and you're about to leave me to die.
That's true. Yep. They did think you were crazy. Yeah.
So now they let me out, and I'm like, let's open the window. They're like, no, we can't, right? Something's going wrong. And I'm like, give me the gun, and I shoot it. I knew the spark wasn't gonna set off the fucking explosives. You assholes. Then I shove some snow in front of the window, and I just leave because I'm a dick like that.
All right, John. You are a fine deputy of Snowmanton. You pull up to your sheriff's house where his son has been accused of murdering a boy, but he blames it on a snowman. What do you do?
Seeing that I am a deputy and I fully am aware that snowmen can't kill people, I give him his rights and I take him in for questioning.
I think that's a very logical and sound choice.
That's very sound.
That was What Would You Do? Let us know what you would do by commenting below. Let's rate this, boys. I really like the B-movie feel to this. I think the jokes, the acting, all of that stuff blended in nicely to make like a nice cheesy 80s feel kind of movie. So for that reason, I'm going to give this 3 icicles out of 5.
I actually enjoyed this movie. It had a great nostalgic feel to it. I found myself entertained throughout the whole movie. So that being said, I'm going to give this movie 3 idiot appearances out of 5.
I thought this had a very genuine 80s slasher feel. I really liked this movie. I thought Jack Frost was hilarious, and I thought all the kills, as cheesy as they were pretty good for the time. So I'm gonna give Jack Frost 3 carrot penises out of 5. If you enjoyed this review, like it, comment below, and subscribe to the channel.